Good morning, good morning. Hold on, I'm gonna try that one more time. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so grateful and so happy to have you here today. My name is Pearl Nelson, the Vice President of Board of Homestead Community Land Trust. It's my pleasure and my honor this morning to celebrate the start of construction of 2 projects in the Phinney Ridge neighborhood. As we get started, we do so by acknowledging those that came before us. So we really want to get grounded with this. So give me a moment, please. We acknowledge the land we are building this Phinney Ridge neighborhood in Seattle, Washington, the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people, including the Duwamish, the Salish tribe, and other tribes that have called this area home since times of immemorial. We honor their enduring connection to this land, this water, and this community. We recognize the significance of their contributions, past, present, and their commitment to respecting, preserving the cultural heritage of this indigenous communities as we develop this project. We are grateful for this opportunity to work, to live, and to build on this land, and we pledge to support the sovereignty and well-being of our Native brothers and sisters. All right, you guys, thank you. Also, I'm so grateful to have you here today. Thank you. For the most part, everyone here, I believe, has a connection to this project. We want to celebrate you today. You might be a funder, you might be a neighbor, you might be a professional providing your expertise to one of our teams. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Here on the Phinney Ridge project, because of your support, we will be providing 38 permanently affordable housing units. Let me repeat that again. I want to nail that. I want to stick that landing. We will be providing 38 permanently affordable housing units that will create more first-time home buyers for this community. That means first responders. That means healthcare providers. That is nonprofit workers like me. That means government employees, teachers, bus drivers, the list goes on and on. So thank you. Also, with that, we will be providing commercial spaces for local businesses, including 2 live workspaces and a new home of a la mode pies. I want to take several moments to recognize our partners that have worked alongside us to make this happen. And would you please stand and be recognized? The following partners have worked on both these projects with both of these projects with us. City of Seattle Office of Housing. Erica, Michael. The State Department, Washington State Department of Commerce. Edge Community Builders, Helis, Clark, Martin, and Peterson. Amazon Housing Equity Fund working with the National Housing Trust. Also, on 5819 Phinney, our partnerships have included Schemata Design Workshop, First Fed Bank, and on the 6109 project, our partners also include Side by Side Architects, Washington Trust Bank, and we'd also like to recognize the Woodland Park Zoo, the Phinney Ridge Neighborhood Association, and the Phinney Community Council. I'd also like to recognize some special guests here today. Please hold your applause while we shout out our esteemed colleagues. Washington State Senator Javier Valdez. Washington, I got excited. Washington State Senator Noel Frame, Director Michael Winkler-Chin, thank you. City of Seattle Office of Housing, Erica Malone, thank you so much. King County City Council Member Jorge Barone. Rachel Broombaugh, former Director of the Climate and Energy Initiative of King County, now with McKinstry. Thank you. Patience Malaba, Executive Director of Housing and Development Consortium. Lake Forest Park City Council, Tracy Fuutani. City Council candidate, Alex Mercedes Rink. Alexis. And also is Anthony Rodriguez here from the Office of Seattle Council, Dan Strauss. Thank you, my friend. And I want to apologize if I forgot anybody. I mean, it's Frank Chop is here too. Yeah. Thank you so much. To our esteemed colleagues, thank you for your work and your support in affordable housing. We really do appreciate it. It's an honor and a pleasure to introduce our first speaker today, who leads the City Office of Housing, which has supported these two Phinney projects, including the funding and the surplus of this land. Michael Winkler-Chin. I got a little bit more great things to say about you. I got a few more things to say. Don't say it, I'm gonna say it anyway. As a distinguished leader of community development and affordable housing in Seattle, she currently serves as the Director of Housing for the City of Seattle, a position she has assumed in early 2022. Before her role, Winkler-Chin was the Executive Director of the Seattle Chinatown International District Preservation and Development Authority for over 12 years, where she significantly contributed to the preservation and the development of Chinatown International District. She is also a founding member of the Puget Sound Regional Council HUD Sustainable Communities Regional Equity Network and co-chair of the Urban Land Institute for Sustainable Leadership. Right now, I would like to welcome Michael.
This is very funny because as I'm looking at here, it says use your outside voice. You can't see that, so I will try. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Winkler-Chin. As Pearl so graciously said, I'm the director of the Seattle Office of Housing, and I am very grateful to be here today celebrating. This is a major milestone in the creation of affordable home ownership opportunities here on Phinney Ridge. So Homestead, I just want you to just take a moment to just take a pause and be like, because this is a major moment, right? This is where the risk really starts happening, I hate to tell you. Sorry, Kathleen, I know you're not here, but this is where it gets scary, right? And I'm so glad that you have the team that's working on this with you because they can share your pain when the rains start and you have a hole in the ground. So this development is very important. These 38 homes directly invest in the future of this community. And by developing permanently affordable home ownership opportunities in neighborhoods where investments and opportunities are high, we're giving families access to great amenities. And I get a little weird talking about amenities because it sounds like things that are not essential. And I do feel that amenities are really quite essential in the life as I think about my own family's life, right? So those amenities are excellent schools, access to transit, and thriving local businesses. Now, I am not being paid by a la mode pies in any way, but great businesses like a la mode pies. I was thinking about this yesterday, and there's so few great pie places to go and get a pie. If you have not had the a la mode pie, and Gladys will tell you, I got so excited and I wanted to grab one, but I knew that I had to wait because there's a photo of the future location of a la mode pies. The Blue Hawaiian, which is located back there, is a bite, is truly one of the most amazing things ever, okay? And a great park. Living near a great park is so amazing. And you not only have the park where the pickleballers will fight with the tennis players as you're coming up this way, but you also have the Rose Garden and Woodland Park Zoo, which is a world-class zoo. And where else? There's very few places in Seattle where you could wake up potentially to the sound of lions and not feel endangered, right? I mean, this is amazing when I think about this location. Access to opportunity means people working at, say, Ballard High School or Woodland Park Zoo or the person who will make me my blue Hawaiian pie in the future, a full-size pie, have the opportunity to live here, close to where they work, creating diverse and inclusive communities, and actually just being connected to this place in a more deeply meaningful way. Because with that permanently affordable home ownership means that you have a sense of stability here, you get to put in your roots, and they get to invest in their future. And it provides a chance to build stability, equity, and security, and ensuring that those benefits can be passed down for future generations by living here. So for all of those, right, all these high opportunity areas, that's what that means for these families. And Woodland View is particularly special for a few things. First, I just want to acknowledge that this land was generously donated by longtime community members, Chacon Pisudikun and Margaret Heineman, who wanted to leave a legacy of affordability in this neighborhood, right? And so just want to acknowledge that because that is amazing. And their contribution is a testament to the power of community and the importance of giving back. So just something for you all to think about potentially as you are planning, for those of you that have that opportunity. The city's $5.5 million investment in these two developments underscores our commitment, but these funds combined with the public site transfer and the acquisition of adjacent property to create a larger development highlight the need to think creatively to address the housing crisis. Permanently affordable home ownership isn't just a place to live. It's actually, in my mind, public infrastructure that benefits everyone. It's about creating a foundation for families to thrive and ensuring that the vibrancy of Phinney Ridge continues and is stabilized, right, and strengthened in that way. So thank you for everyone who has worked hard to get this to this point, as well as, both Homestead, but all the other partners involved, which also includes Erica Malone at the Office of Housing, because she is a champion, and we're so lucky to have her, right? And to Homestead and all the partners, I know the city did not make it easy. We're trying, and I know that we didn't make it easy. Erica, stop looking like that. And honestly, we're looking forward to coming back here for the grand opening and to see these homes come to life and for the positive changes that they bring to Phinney Ridge for generations to come. Thanks a lot.
Thank you again, Michael. We really appreciate you and all that you do for our community and permanently affordable housing. Thank you so much. Our next guest is an affordable housing champion and advocate in the state government. Senator Noel Frame is a permanent figure in Washington state politics, representing the 36th legislative district, which includes Seattle neighborhoods such as Greenwood, Phinney Ridge, Ballard, Inner Bay, Magnolia, Queen Anne, Uptown. She's sworn in as a senator in January 2023, and after serving as a representative since 2016. Her work in affordable housing has included tenant protection, homelessness prevention, advocacy for increasing housing trust fund, the funding including historical allocations for home ownership projects like this one. She also is an advocate for zoning reform, supporting middle housing options, and supporting for limited equity co-ops, which my project benefits from, so thank you. She sponsored the Affordable Housing Act, which sought to create permanently affordable funding sources for affordable housing. Yeah. And with gratitude for all the work in affordable housing, I'd like to welcome now Senator Noel Frame to the podium. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for just frankly inviting me. I mean that seriously. You know, we do work at the state government level, and we don't always get to see the physical implementation of that. I feel like the last time we did something like this, Representative Chop and I were up in Ballard in Loyal Heights, seeing one of the sweat equity projects with Habitat for Humanity. And at that point, that was the opening of that community and welcoming neighbors. And I can't tell you how excited I am to come back for the opening and welcome my new neighbors into this community. So funny, I wrote myself a script, I'm going right off of it. So yes, I'm the state senator of this community. I'm the vice chair of the Senate Housing Committee. I did all the things that Pearl said. And What I am above and beyond everything else is a booster of my community and my neighborhood. I want to talk about the homes in just a minute, but I also really want to celebrate the sighting of a la mode pies and the opportunity for Chris to own this property. It was fun seeing Chris. Chris and I know each other. I bought a lot of pie from Chris when I was getting married and then had to cancel my wedding because I got COVID. And Chris, I just have to tell you how much I love my community. Chris was incredible. He worked with other folks in the community to help us parse out that pie and distribute it to about 200 people because we didn't get to eat the pie. About 20 slices came to our family. But working with Fair Start, partnered with Fair Start to get about 180 meals out when we couldn't hold our wedding. And that's what this community is about. And I'm so happy to see Chris getting the opportunity to stay permanently in our community. And the Blue Hawaiian is good. I put in a plug for banana cream. It is our household favorite. But I say that with such enthusiasm because if you drive down our business district, we're at sort of the southern end of it with the beginning of the zoo. I encourage you just to drive all the way up to 90th, up through Greenwood, which is my technical neighborhood, but all my neighborhoods. And you will see that this community is almost exclusively small independent businesses. We take great pride in that. Chris Maycutt here from Phinney Neighborhood Association will tell you all about it. If I'm a big booster, Chris is the champion of small business in this community. And so I really wanted to pause and thank all of you for the opportunity to invest in affordability for commercial spaces, not just for residents. But let's talk about residents. As you heard, we have a housing crunch in this state. You may have heard we need to build 1.1 million units over the next 20 years. And why is that? Well, one, it's a really great place to live, and people keep coming here. And Dr. Winkler-Cheng, you did a wonderful job describing this exact community and why the proximity to the zoo and the businesses and the schools and transportation is so important. The whole region is very attractive, and people are going to keep coming. Unfortunately, we didn't keep up with housing stock. And we are catching up. And so everything that you just heard about was zoning reform and investment. That's so critical. And I have to say that while we have to invest in every part of the spectrum, I am particularly excited about these homeownership projects and the opportunity for people to have affordable housing, but affordable housing that helps them build equity and helps them have predictable rent. I will tell you, I have had the privilege of living in my legislative district for 20 years, and about 11 of those as a homeowner. And I can say with confidence, I would not represent the 36th district today if I was not given down payment assistance through the Housing Trust Fund 11 years ago that allowed me to purchase my home in Greenwood. I would not be the state senator from the 36th district. So when I see projects like this, I see the opportunity for a strong, diverse community. I don't want Seattle just to be a playground for the rich. I want our teachers, our firefighters, our artists, just working people, I want them to be able to stay here. And it's projects like this that really allow it to happen. I won't repeat all the statistics that were mentioned earlier because we all know why we're here and what the addresses are and all the good work. I do want to thank Marilyn and Chacorn, I hope I'm saying that properly, for your incredible gift and the legacy that you're offering our community. It means so much to us, and we appreciate the partnership of not just you as philanthropists, but you as members of our community. Partnering with the city, the state, and others to help make this possible. So thank you again to you, to Homestead Community Land Trust, and everybody at the city for making this possible. Please invite me back so I can shake hands and welcome our new neighbors to Phinney Ridge. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Frame. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to repeat the address a little bit, but no, it's okay. This project we're building on 581 Phinney would not be possible, again, without our special partners. And I'm going to shout them out again. Would Chacon and Marilyn, please, and their family, please stand up and be recognized. And with community members like this and doing things like this, projects are able to get built. So I just want to say thank you, sincerely. We prepared a gratitude video to tell you more about Chacon and Marilyn and who will share more about their decision to donate this property, which we are present on today.
Hi, I'm David Baker, Real Estate Development Project Manager with Homestead Community Land Trust and lead developer for this property you see here. Homestead's home ownership development at 5819 Phinney Avenue North is the result of the generosity of two amazing individuals, Shakorn Pasutakun and Marilyn Heineman, a married couple who have provided affordable rental housing and commercial space at this Woodland View property for the past 15 years. Seeing the challenge that teachers and other valued workers face in finding affordable housing in Seattle, they donated this $2.5 million property to Homestead so that we could provide first-time home buying opportunities for income-qualified households. Thanks to the generosity of Shakorn and Marilyn, this property will provide 19 permanently affordable homes to families earning 80% or less of the area median income and 6 market rate homes for middle income households. This gift also makes it possible for A La Mode Pies, a beloved Phinney neighborhood institution since 2009, the opportunity to return to their space. We are excited to offer them the opportunity to own their space, which will mean they will have a home here in Phinney for decades to come. We also hope that this will serve as a pilot for offering more affordable commercial space to small businesses in Seattle.
I think we both feel that Seattle has been very good to both of us. I grew up here. Shakorn has been here for several decades, and right?
Yes.
And you know, it's just been a wonderful place in many respects, and it just seemed like this is something that we have to offer, and Seattle is where we'd like to make that gift.
It's a small 1920s building across the street from the zoo.
In our case, we would not have been able to make that first purchase of a home without the help from family. And we realized that's a circumstance that not everybody is able to have. And we're very grateful for that. And that being part of the process of Homestead and the Community Land Trust, where people are given some help to make that first step. That is what is really significant in our decision. Coming from an education background and knowing what it takes to be a teacher and live in the community in which you teach, see the opportunity for maybe that to be a reality for someone. And the people who work in our communities, our public servants, to be able to afford home ownership in the community in which they serve. That seems like something that we both feel committed to. If our gift can make that a reality, and in a way, that's where we'd like to see our gift go.
On behalf of Homestead and all of the future owners that will benefit from this generous gift, thank you, Shakorn and Marilyn.
Again, thank you, Shakorn and Marilyn, for your great generosity. Thank you. And in honor of their gift, our project on 5819 Phinney is named Woodland View, caring for the name of the building Shakorn and Marilyn owned on the property for 15 years. A plaque in honor will be placed in the lobby to complete this project. Thank you. And because of their generosity, we'll be able to offer a special opportunity to A La Mode Pies, which began their successful business, pie business located, successful pie business at this location, which will return to the new building once it's completed. We've prepared a short video as well to share so you can hear from Chris Porter about the opportunity and what it means to him and to his business.
I'm Chris Porter. I am the owner of A La Mode Pies. A La Mode Pies is Seattle's premier pie company. We have 2 locations throughout the Seattle area, and we specialize in one thing. We specialize in pie. We do one thing really, really, really well, and we have 10 to 12 varieties of pie available every day by the slice or whole. It's a labor of love, but it's really a neighborhood gathering place. It attracts people from all over because they know they can come in and they're gonna smell warm apple pie and then get a cup of coffee and they can sit down and kind of like discuss their day. So it's a labor of love. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing, and I'm thrilled to be headed back to Phinney Ridge. I opened Phinney in 2011, and when I rolled up to it for the first time, what attracted me to this particular building is it's right across the street from the zoo. It's kitty corner to a park. But more importantly, you can see from the front window looking down at the skyline, you can see the sunrise every morning. And it really just felt warm and friendly and engaging, and I will tell you that is exactly the reception that we received from the neighborhood from the day we opened. I am incredibly excited that when the new building is put together that I will actually own the space that I have worked so hard to kind of establish. And so to see kind of your old dreams come down, it's exciting to see kind of your new dreams kind of come together. And that's what this building and this corner for me represents. Being able to actually own my own space means that I can grow my business without having to worry about losing that business because someone else purchased the building, or maybe the rent went up to a level to where I can no longer afford it. It takes all the guardrails off of a small business owner and allows you just to grow and thrive. I'm excited to have a stake in this building because this building really represents so much of my hard work in kind of establishing a la mode pies. So to be able to come back there and to say I own it, it makes me proud to be a small business owner where I could turn to maybe one of my employees and say, you could purchase a condo in this building, which is something that we all aspire towards, owning our own property. And so it's exciting. It's exciting to kind of move along with it. I'm really proud of who's going to own this building. I'm really proud to be kind of a part of the process. And I'm excited to get back to business in 2025. The smell of pie, the taste of pie, it makes you feel like you're at home. And truthfully, that is exactly what kind of ties into what Homestead is all about. It's all about opening those doors and allowing people an opportunity and a sense of home.
Please join me in thanking a la mode Pies for their support on this project, and make sure to, thank you, Chris, and make sure to enjoy some of their pies in the back and other refreshments, coffee, water. So thank you again. All right, there's one more person I would like to recognize this morning. Philippa Nye is a seasoned housing community development professional with over 28 years of experience in Washington State. Oh, I got a little bit more. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. I had to turn the page. She's the principal at Alley Community Development, a firm dedicated to affordable housing and community facility projects. Nye has played a pivotal role in development over 1,158 units, 6 community facilities, showcasing her expertise in financial modeling, deal structuring, and securing complex financial packages. In addition to all of this, Philippa has been a core partner in Homestead since its earliest days. Here to tell you more about that is Eric Previtz, Homestead's Director of Real Estate Development.
Sorry, I'm getting old and can't read without reading glasses anymore. Well, you've heard a lot about the backstory of this particular property, and we're here today to really celebrate the development of 2 projects, the other one being just down the street at 6109 Phinney. And you now know the future name of the project here, so we can start calling it Woodland View instead of 5819. And I'm going to give you the intro and a story of the name for the 6109 project. So it's an honor to have the opportunity to recognize Philippa today and her many contributions to Homestead's work. Philippa met one of Homestead's founders, Sheldon Cooper, many years ago and listened to his vision of what a community land trust could contribute to Seattle. And knowing Sheldon's visions, he was in a position, through her work with the Del Ridge neighborhood, to transfer a home to Homestead that would otherwise have been demolished to make way for a new library. Through her advocacy, our first home, known as Del Ridge House, came to its current location and was purchased by our first homeowner, Tina Lathrop. But that's not all Philippa has done for Homestead and for Community Land Trust in general. She has served as a member of our board, taught housing development workshops to other CLTs, and she's been a developer consultant to organizations including Homestead when we were between housing development directors. And in fact, I met Philippa when she interviewed me for this position to be director of real estate development at Homestead. So thank you, Philippa. As an advocate, a volunteer, and professional associate, Philippa has been a key figure in our history and a benefit to our entire community. So I'd like to give a round of applause to Philippa for all that she's done for Homestead and the Community Land Trust in general. So as we were researching potential names for these Phinney projects, we reached out to Philippa to ask if we could name the building at 6109 Phinney after her. She said yes, but Nye isn't a very memorable name, so we said, how about the name Nest, which is an English translation from Latin, Danish, Norwegian of the word Nye. And she said, sure. Therefore, in honor of Philippa Nye, we're really excited to name the new development at 6109 Phinney Avenue Nest. And a plaque in her honor will be placed in the lobby of the completed building. Philippa, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Hi. Well, thank you for this recognition. Nearly 30 years ago, back when I was working for Frank Chop, I was lucky enough to stumble on affordable housing as a career path. And about 25 years ago, can you believe it, when I was working at a nonprofit consulting firm called Common Ground, Sheldon Cooper, who was then the executive director at Homestead, asked us for help in moving the organization from the level of mission and intention to actual development. At that time, I was also working part-time at the Del Ridge Neighborhoods Development Association, and we were about to demolish a very cute little house on Del Ridge Way to make room for the Del Ridge Library. So it just occurred to me, why don't we donate the house to Homestead? Sheldon and I then spent months researching house moving, finding a piece of land that wasn't too far away that would make it feasible to move the house, figuring out what repairs the house needed, and all the getting City Light to disconnect all the power lines so we could move it, all these little details that make a project happen. And somehow it all worked out. And one day at about 5 a.m., the house slowly moved down the street in front of my house, because actually the lot was on my block, to its eventual resting place. And about a year later, Tina moved in. What strikes me now, thinking about that time, is what a tremendous effort and so much care and belief in the future went into just one housing unit and one homeowner. All of that for just one household. The vision of Homestead has always been that the quality of individual lives matter, even in small numbers. The people who have affordable homes because of Homestead, who know they can invest in the communities that they're putting down roots in, they can then make a difference in other people's lives, their children's, their families, their elders, their jobs, their communities. But this work, the roots that people are able to put down where they live, is so valuable that it should be available for many more people. In fact, everyone, but at least more than currently. So it's very satisfying to me to be at this groundbreaking and see that 38 units are going to be created and 38 families or individuals are going to be provided affordable housing here. Those are 38 individuals who matter, who will settle in, who will contribute, who will build generational wealth, who will focus on whatever else they're passionate about because they know that they're coming home to a safe and affordable home. So Homestead is now getting to scale, and it's been a long, slow process, but I'm really just very excited that it feels like there's starting to be this momentum. And much of that credit goes to Kathleen Hosfeld, who has worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the importance of affordable homeownership as a social justice tool. But I also want to acknowledge all of the frontline workers that go into putting a project like this together. And that's the project managers like Eric and David, the construction workers, the lenders like Erica, you know, just all the people who are sort of doing the implementing on these projects. The list goes on. It's a very complex field, and you have to have a lot of tenacity and a lot of heart and commitment to it to really make these projects happen. None of them happen without people really going beyond giving 100%. So I accept this recognition on behalf of all the many people who don't get their names sort of on a building, but really should. So thank you for this honor.
Thank you, Philippa, for your support. We really appreciate all the years of work. Thank you. This is normally a placeholder for Kathleen to do something. Unfortunately, she finally took a vacation and unfortunately got COVID. So she's not here today, but she did. I believe she did make a video. She made a video, and she is watching via live stream. So send her your love, and let's give her just for all the work and advocacy that she has done.
Good morning. I'm Kathleen Hosfeld, CEO and Executive Director at Homestead Community Land Trust. I'm so sorry that I can't be with you all this morning, but I'm thankful to Michael Main and our friends Bob and Gabe Rise Up for their technological expertise that enables me to be with you today in this way. And Leah says she's saving me some pie, so I'm really looking forward to experiencing that as well. I'd like to follow up on the speakers that have already expressed gratitude to Shakorn and Marilyn. I'd like to express my personal gratitude to Shakorn and Marilyn for their extraordinary donation of the property for Woodland View. I hope with them that their gift inspires other donors as well. I'd also like to express my appreciation for some of the folks at the City of Seattle who've been especially helpful in helping us get these projects out of the ground. Maiko, Erica, Marco, and Nathan, thank you so much for shepherding and guiding us to this point. I'd also like to ask you to please join me in acknowledging the staff, board, and board committees of Homestead for their dedication and work to create these projects. If you're a board member, staff member, or committee member, would you please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? I'll pause while you do that. Let's all thank them for their hard work on these projects and more, and also for pulling this event together today of celebration. These individuals deserve immense respect and gratitude for their efforts, particularly on these two projects. Creating affordable homeownership is challenging even on a good day, but these projects have seen more than their fair share of bad days. And it's through sheer willpower, perseverance, tenacity, and your support that we've overcome the challenges to get to this point, bringing affordable homeownership to Phinney Ridge. And here's what's at stake. The gap between incomes and housing costs is vast. A median income household cannot afford a median priced home in Seattle. And homes in this neighborhood approach a $1 million median cost. But the homes we're building will be priced between the upper 200,000s and the low 300,000s. Thanks to these efforts, people like Susan, a nurse, Eli, who designs prosthetics for veterans, Jared, who supports low-income mothers and their children, Siobhan, who provides housing resources for lower-income households, and Paul, an echocardiogram interpreter who was on the front lines during the COVID epidemic. All of these folks have homeownership through Homestead's program, and more like them will have the opportunity to live closer to their jobs, families, and friends. New homeowners at these projects on Phinney Ridge will be able to build wealth through home ownership. They will be able to live in healthy homes, and they will have the opportunity to access resources that enhance their resilience. And also, since these homes will be permanently affordable, we won't be helping just 38 income qualified households. Hundreds will benefit from the homes we build and celebrate today. These projects represent remarkable contributions to our community, but the journey has not been easy, and there's still much to accomplish. I ask for your continued support and solidarity as we complete these projects and the 200 additional homes that we have in our pipeline. Together, we are building an inclusive, environmentally sustainable, and affordable future. Thank you.